Hello, I'm Jip. I'm a wizard and I do a topical horoscope. This is episode 27 and the topic will be the child inside, child's play. Because if you know anything about life, you understand that the child has all the power to everything and the magic. So that's what we have to listen to. So how do you get closer to that? I'm going to try to help you. Ask yourself what sign you have to listen to right now. That can vary at different times. For instance, use your birth sign, rising sign, moon sign, any sign that you just came across. If you just saw a cat, then Leo is your sign. That's how easy it can be. And then you can go to the description box, comment section, then you will find the link and you can just click that and listen to that sign. And hopefully that helps you go and play a little bit. And by playing, become powerful or happier. I guess happy is good too. I guess that's good too. The child inside of me suggested I use all 4 playing cards decks from the Harmony collection. They have like air, sea, land, and space. So I'm gonna try use all 4 of them. It's a little bit, it's a lot. It's kind of cool. I guess it works. Before I start, just a quick little announcement. I started giving private readings, so offering private readings through Etsy, and also just you can contact me at my email. The information is in the description box. I'm still figuring this out, setting this up, so contact me if you're interested, and then we'll take it from there. So without further ado, I have the 5 of Cups here, which somebody kept saying means true love or something, which is odd to me, but I guess everybody has their system. It's probably a hint for me. I see a star. Anyways, let's begin. Not think too much about it, because that's not what children do, right? Let's start with Aries. Oh, by the way, look at my cool stones. Whoa. Yes. Yes. I know I have Aries attention now. Good. We can begin. Aries. How do you let the child come out and play? By the way, like intros I feel like I'm getting reversed at this. It's so serious and like I don't know. I feel like I'm normally more lighter, funnier, not so nervous about these things. But then with YouTube, just like talking in the silence so much. I don't know. I think people just want to get to their information as quickly as possible. So I just try to get to that as quickly as possible. But in doing that, I feel like I'm just making it kind of boring or drab. So that's a hint for you. Like, are you making something? Are you having quality problems because you are trying to finish something quickly or trying to get to something too fast? Maybe. Am I saying this to myself? I don't know anymore. Okay, Aries. I have here the mermaid, Queen of Swords. So a mermaid with a sword. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Mermaid with strong boundaries. That's not very childlike. The Little Mermaid was one of my favorite movies. A couple of those songs just really good to me, and that was a time that I still watched the movies in in Dutch, so my birth language, and then also in English, so I know the songs in both language, which is cool. I won't bother you with that right now because copyright. I just love that song, Poor Unfortunate Souls. Just the whole composition of that. It's very, very good. Very good work. Glorious Disney times. I have here the 10 of Swords and 10 of Clovers. Okay, and one more. And I have the 3 of Swords, but then I was just getting in my head, maybe I could look at them like as wands here. So Aries, what I'm getting, it's kind of a serious message almost, it seems. and I dropped all the cards, which is going to happen a lot. Okay, so okay. So why did I drop all the cards? Because they're telling me you have 200 cards in your hands. Use more of them than 3. So that's a good advice. I have the 9 of Cups and the 8 of Diamonds. Okay, and this one. Good. And the 7 of Diamonds. See, I keep getting though that you need to protect your inner child, or that maybe, yes. So this is just a message to you. I actually got it from the first 3 cards, so I didn't need the other cards, but okay. Rude, disrespectful. Maybe I do. So you need to protect your that childlike wonder in you, but mostly what you create, what you're playing, your maybe just your personality, or your playful side. You need to protect that more, because I do see you. I see that you've been overprotective about this, and you learned to let the child come out. And you had to face a lot of heartache for that. And I feel like now you're learning a bit of discernment better in that. So that child has been, you've been restoring that childlike essence in you very well, I think. Or there's an aspect of you that actually is very free in that. And you found a lot of fun for yourself, or a lot of happiness. And I feel like you're finding yourself again. However, now is sort of the lesson. You need to start protecting that part and that energy and that child a little bit better, because you are getting hurt again by, the point is not that you regress back into a child, and that you let the emotions take over. However, that can be difficult. That's not at all easy, because the annoying part is emotionally we all are stuck somewhere emotionally, age-wise. So it could be about certain topics or certain aspects of life where you have an emotional, you got lagged somewhere. You got behind. The same way you could have this on any other thing you learn as a child. Maybe you got behind on maths one day, or you missed the lesson where you learned to do something in science and you never figured that out. So it's the same with emotions. You get kind of stuck, and the problem is when these emotions get triggered, it's like our brain knows logically what's going on, but then that emotional side doesn't match with that grown-up brain. So you experience this emotion very. It can be almost traumatic when it happens, when that child gets hurt and you have to. You feel those strong emotions come up, and those can take over. And then when you're basically a child in a grown-up body, and that's okay. Like, we all have these moments, and that's fine. We are all still, like, I think every grown-up is just a child, still growing up. I don't think nobody really ever grows up, so I think that's the illusion that you need to step out of. However, see, this is a kind of idea that you need to stick true to, like if you share that idea or similar ideas, and protect. Don't let anybody just, you can say, I share that and I don't care who likes it or not, or who agrees with me or not, but then you're still giving people kind of power to bum you out, or to, that's how grown-ups, air quotes, work, that they just suck the joy out of every idea with their realism and their, I don't know, you know how they are. So, and it's mostly you need to kind of, it's just a little bit of correcting. I think you're doing extremely well, but now you need to protect that child. You need to become a team. You and the child are a team, and you are the grown-up, so you protect that child. You make sure that it doesn't overextend itself or overshare or become a burden on other people this way. And that's also a trick that I'm still learning not to do. That is where when people get close to you or intimate, for me, for instance, like they're emotionally, I'm still catching up so much. So, and because I become the child in certain situations like that, emotionally, I just become the child. I almost ask somebody else to parent me, and at the meantime, there's an extreme resistance inside of me to do that because I don't want to be. I want to be in a relationship, or I want to have an equal sort of level and not feel like a child, because you do. And that's partly like for me accepting that that's just the way it is. But then owning that a bit, I guess. It's not something that I'm not proud of it, but I'm also not ashamed of it. I think by now I see that even though it seems ugly and crazy and erratic sometimes, that's the judgment we give to being emotional, right? Or to becoming, and it's being very, like when you are stuck in this emotion, actually, even though it can be very dominating to the outside world, because your emotion is demanding attention. But that's what you're doing. You really are demanding attention for something you have no idea how to handle yourself. So where you are kind of desperately asking people to help you with this. I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. It's not easy, but the point is you need to protect that. You need to. For instance, small example for me, if you're like playing video games and you feel a lot of joy in that, I also like to share that with people, and I like to see them play it and enjoy it, and I don't really care that or if they're into that world or not. However, now I've become a little bit closed off in this because I just know from the first, like when somebody talks to me about gaming, I immediately know if they are actually played games and it's interesting for me to talk to them, or I have to explain to them or what PlayStation I'm using. Or they haven't gamed at all. It's just I'm not going to try even to share that world anymore. And it's not about I don't want to, but it's because I recognize now that actually I can put a lot of effort into sharing this joy and this my bewilderment or my things that I'm passionate about. And it's if you throw that energy or that that explanation to the wrong people or to the wrong crowd, you are basically, I don't know, it just bums you out, or they can really take out the joy, or it just drains you, or they just make you feel a little bit silly. I always get stuck in trying to really over-explain myself because maybe I always feel like I have to defend it as well. I have to defend the. Not really. It's really more of I really, really want people to stand where I am or share that joy. I really want to share the world. I really want to share my world and that joy. And then it's not easy because people sometimes they say they want to or they try to, but they don't really, they are not. They're not really listening. It's like they're listening to the adult and they are ignoring the child a bit. It's time to put the balance back. And you are a team now, an adult and a child, and you need to go to work. You need to work together. And it's also time that you sort of a little bit of discipline enters this world of that child. It's time for that child maybe a little bit to grow up in, can be in different ways. I'm not going to go into that. You need to ask for yourself, like in certain issues, like what. Just look at your behavior and then say what age of a child could I compare that to, if you know a bit about that, or ask other people, or look up a bit like child development, like at the ages. It's very interesting. Like if you have these little schemes and they just show you per month or per year what the behavior is, what emotions they're learning, what you should be expecting to see, or what they are psychologically developing, and then usually you can find yourself in a couple of those ages. It's like, oh yeah, that's where I am. That's what I do. And that could help you figure out how to talk to yourself. If you then see like, oh, I'm actually stuck at 12 years old with heartbreak, then you ask yourself, how do I help a young teenager with heartbreak? Well, good luck. But it can help you at least understand, and that usually helps. You don't have to remember, if you're dealing with a teenager, don't try to make it okay. Don't try to fix it. If you're talking to a teenager, you have to understand. You have to be treat them like an equal. Like try to really in their emotions. I mean, right? Try to not say it's going to be okay, or it's be alright, it's nothing, or don't try to talk down on them, because their emotional world is actually super intense. The most intense it'll probably be in your life, so that's really heavy if you can remember. And most of us run away from these emotions most of our life, so at least teenagers aren't doing that. So actually they are emotionally a big example sometimes to watch, because they may seem overdramatic and unreasonable and completely like out of control, but there is truth in that. There's honesty. And they're fighting for that. So, and that's what you have with a teenager. You either get on their team or you are against them, because they are fighting for their individuality, for their emotional being, and for the truth, and that's difficult. That's very difficult, especially 2020. I mean, yeah, good luck figuring it out while your parents are having the same problems too. Yeah, I've talked way too long, Aries. This was deep. I liked it. I'm sorry if it was a bit too much, but I think it was a good message. I think we all needed to hear these, Aries, because we walk with our heart on our sleeve sometimes. With this, as an Aries, you stumble ahead, and there's that child usually is in front of that, and we judge ourselves a lot when it goes wrong, and we think we're so cool when it goes right. We need to get it together, Aries. Let's be honest. Okay, thank you. Bye. Moving on to Taurus. Hey, welcome, Taurus. I'm going to try to make this. I need to speed this up because I can't. I don't like to wait half a day for editing. Speed it up, but do it right. That's also something I've been getting. It's the same message I said to Aries in the beginning. It's like, are you think of where you are sacrificing quality for quantity or for speed, like where you're trying to get through a process or you're trying to just get done with it. I've started doing jujitsu. I don't know how the correct pronunciation is. And I had to skip a lesson yesterday. And it was really hard for me and then I got into this kind of weird mentality where I said, I was kind of late, so I think like, I'll be 10 minutes late. That's not so bad. And somehow that motivated me. And then I was like, whoa, this is an old pattern of me not wanting to do something and then seeing like, but okay, then I'm late. So then I have shorter, let's say it's an hour lesson. Then, I only have 45 minutes. Suddenly I'm motivated to go because then and then it's kind of weird. Like at one point, I just want to get over with things. I don't enjoy the actual lesson, or I don't enjoy the actual thing. Or I used to have that, and then I tried to get through it because I did want the end result, sort of. It's like the gym. You don't want to be there maybe an hour, but you do want to have the nice body. And I had that with a lot of things, but it wasn't even about the subject anymore. At one point in my childhood, here's where we are, childhood. It's a child inside. In childhood, I got, yeah, I don't know, like there was enough circumstances for me to become very, very, I was very unhappy with myself, very insecure. I got bullied, and then I was gay, and then I was I got very much into my head, and then I tried to, I felt like I was really lacking something, like I was really, oh, not a real boy, so I tried 12 million sports to make up for that, and I was also just looking for my place, and I was kind of finding it, but after a while I was doing so many hobbies, and I was so tired, and then my parents were so divorced at that time. I was running on empty so much that anything I was doing was half-assing it, because it's kind of a very bad, yeah, habit I developed somewhere. And then now, yeah, it was difficult for me to decide, like, I'm not gonna go because I think that's healthier and better, and I don't want to. And that's difficult because there's a part of me that really judges that, and it's like a vicious cycle, because then you start performing bad, you start skipping lessons, or you start becoming more late, and then you just feel like you're failing, or you feel like you're telling yourself, hey, but like you're not showing up, you're not doing the work, so why would you expect to be good at something? And then it feels like you're not good at anything. And also, like, I didn't enjoy myself at some of these things. I didn't like it. I felt like some of these sports where I didn't have any friends, I was so bad at talking to other kids. I still am. Like, that's why this is so difficult, these lessons. It's like a group thing. It's a lot for me. So I'm gonna take that with baby steps. And also, I really want this time to do something and be happy while I'm doing it. I want to look forward to going, you know? I want to be happy to be there. I want this to be a sort of thing like, oh, I'm happy to go, and oh, it's already over. Oh, that was short, you know? Not something you dread for. And now I feel I'm in the same pattern where I'm dreading something, but not because of the actual thing, I think. It's more of I just dread the whole, oh, I have to be there, and I have to, like, it's so, somehow it's so difficult for me to be there and to just be relaxed and out of my head. I have the opposite reflex or something. I'm still figuring it out. But that's also why I like that I'm trying it, because I like that I'm confronting this again, this child part of me. And I feel like I'm conquering it a bit, you know, like I am trying to give myself a second go at being like a cool boy that's good at sport, or that's confident in this, or that it's more, yeah, I want to give myself that, but that's like, I really wanted it, and now that I'm doing it, it's already, I'm in this yeah, I overthink everything. So that's where I am. Let's see, Taurus, what your cards are, and then maybe we can talk about you. These are a lot of cards, but we need all of them, they said. Okay, that's fine. Let me see at the... Oh, my laptop died. It's fine. That's also fine. So I've got 4 of Pentacles. I have 2 Jeeps. 4 of Pentacles. The same Jeep is the 4 of Cups, and I have a 6 of Swords. Okay, that's the story. And then I have an elephant, a queen, and a tiger, also a queen. Then I have this 9 of Pentacles, it's an upside down giraffe, and then this, another elephant. And I have to say this elephant is also upside down. So I have 2 upside down elephants, a tiger, and a giraffe. I feel like this tiger ate these 3 big things. Whoa. Are you the tiger? Or are you the snail? Yeah, maybe both. First of all, the first part is clear. It's like you are slowly but surely getting out of something. You are slowly but surely changing something. You're kind of in the same process as I am, you know, with the sports when I was young. Somewhere there you are kind of overcoming, you know, something that plagued you when you were young maybe, and that held you back, and that's maybe still holding you back. I think it probably has something to do with being yeah, I think like when you just like not fitting in, being on your own a bit, or not really having a childhood, maybe not really having time or the resources or a happy home, maybe, you know, so you missed out and you were kind of bored a lot. Yeah, so it was, I think somewhere there you were very unhappy, more than you maybe want to admit to. I think finally you're accepting that, leaving that behind slowly, and you're making these changes. So that's amazing. Then, because the real you that didn't get much of a chance to come out then is this tiger. There's this confidence. There's this badassery inside of you. And that's coming out, but I think because of the circumstances that you became like this hidden tiger, like the you say that crouching tiger, hidden dragon, you know, like sneaky. You had to kind of hide this. You had to kind of hide this. Okay, and that's why I get these elephants. Elephants are really loud, really big, kind of hard to hide or sneak. So you couldn't really be that. Same as a giraffe. You couldn't be a giraffe that has this tall neck that sticks out. Okay, you had to hide all this strength, this confidence, this power, these talents. You had to hide. You couldn't stand out, or that you were just not in a good environment for that. So you still have this reflex of like making yourself smaller, hiding this, not standing out. You don't like to win, you don't like to brag, you don't like to show off in this way. And sadly, it's not because that's just not who you are. It's more because you were unfortunately taught that is a bad thing. You were taught that showing off or showing yourself, or you know, like let's say you're a child and you're learning an instrument and you want to play that around or show that off, even though no matter how bad it is, or you have a sport and you think you're a bit good at it, so you like to you win a game and you want to be all proud of yourself and feel happy with that and show off with that, and that wasn't allowed. So you were punished for that, or the situation punished you for that. So you couldn't communicate this, so you were learned to shut your mouth. You didn't speak your true passions. You didn't say what you truly wanted to say, and you kept back from trying things. Where normally you would step forward, try a lot more, be a lot more courageous, or just have fun in exploring, experimenting. That was also a bit absent, taken away from you. I want to say taken away from you. So first of all, I'm very sorry, because I'm actually getting a bit emotional. And also this Nine of Pentacles, which is normally confidence. It's you being on your own and shining, and you know, like let's say you have a lot of money and you're accomplished and you dress in fancy clothes and you have a nice car and you like to drive around with that and you are proud of that, right? That's not something you are allowed to do. When you have a lot of money, you don't feel comfortable driving a fancy car, you don't feel comfortable in these super fancy clothes or doing things that make people look at you this way, or even share that happiness, share that joy. You learn to hide that. You learned to hide that, and that has to change. And it is changing. Okay. And this is the message that you need to hear. And that's all. Is you deserve a lot more than what you got. And you deserve to get that still. And you will. You are getting help with this. You don't have to learn, you don't have to realize now, oh, actually I can be an elephant and a giraffe and I can do this, because that's not going to feel comfortable. This is difficult. And it's also not this is the double truth of this, because you could say like, oh, just be a giraffe and an elephant, but the world is different, because it's not that easy. Standing tall and proud, tall trees catch a lot of wind. People do take advantage of you. People do like to lie and cheat and abuse and misuse. It's not so easy to just then change all these reflexes you learned, but you are getting help with this. Don't worry, you are gonna learn this step by step. Okay, this is not something you need to force, but it is something you need to just realize. You are incredibly powerful and talented, and you are big. You have a lot to show, and you're going to grow, and you're going to get assistance to a life where you actually get to be in a surrounding where you get to share your joy, get to laugh with people, be understood, be accepted, and be around people who want nothing more than you to have more, shine more, be more, who do nothing but support you in this. You're going to get that support, or that joy that you missed. You're going to get that, but you need to be patient with yourself and with the world, because you can be very angry about this or very sad, but you can also realize, well, I'm not the only one in the street, and this is not all negative, the fact that you have learned certain ways to hide, or to be a quiet power, or to control that fire. Don't maybe try to see all the negatives that come out of that, because you're a really cool tiger, okay? And elephants are cool, but tigers are a little bit more badass, see it that way, maybe, but do realize that this is an identity that you had to sort of do in your childhood. That's not who you are. This is what you had to become. Yes? And the rest will unfold naturally. Cool. Thank you, Taurus. Yeah, this is just confirmation of that. You're gonna go into space on a long voyage, but don't worry, you're getting help. Oh my god, all the cards fell. I'm giving up. Okay. Thank you, Taurus. See you later. Bye. Then, Gemini. All the cards fell, so give me un momentito. You know what? I don't care. I'm just gonna take the first cards I see. It's the new way. It's the new way. 4 cards for my Geminis. I have this 2 nines, a 9 of the diamonds, and a 9 of the swords. For me, swords. These 2 rockets that are falling. Okay, that's not good. And then 4 of cups. So these are 2 cards from the Taurus reading, but that's okay. And then there's Queen of Wands. Huh? Oh yeah, because I have 4 dicks. Right. Okay. My Geminis. This is the... Okay, what does the child inside of you want you to know? So, nightmares. You, as a child, got afraid somewhere. And not just a little bit afraid, like terrified. And maybe you had nightmares. I'm thinking you had. Maybe you blocked that. Maybe you... Sometimes when we have to deal with extremely difficult stuff as a child, we immediately freeze it out, or we immediately block the idea of it, because if something is unmanageable as a child, we choose to see a different truth that is manageable. Let's say that we are in a... You know, a child would ignore if how do I say that? If something terrible is gonna happen, or the one of the... Maybe the parents is sick, or maybe one of the parents is abusive, they will really choose to see the reality where, oh, but my parent really cares about me, oh, but it's going to be all right. You know, somebody's going to fix it, or they live in a reality where they live in the best case scenario because they can't deal with the worst case scenario. You know, they don't have the means, that you don't have the control. So what do you do when the rocket is going down as a child? The rocket ship is crashing and there's nothing you can do about it. You kind of dissociate. You kind of put that part aside. The part of you that is terrified and completely powerless gets pushed aside. And as a child, you kind of put on this brave bravado. It's sort of this, it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. I can make it better. Or I know what will help. And you think, oh, we can ask him, or we can ask him. There's just this unwillingness to admit defeat as a child. And that's very powerful, but that's also what is hurting you now, because you are still a little bit in this adaptation. Yeah, in this... you're still compensating in this way. So you are still, now as an adult, handling some situations where you see that things are going down, or where the things are south and you can't stop them. You are still choosing to just have this blind optimism towards things. So maybe you're in a relationship and you see that you see that it's going south, you see that it's not working out, you will still sort of have this, no, it's gonna be all right. Just anything can happen, and hold on, and you kind of don't want to see. And the problem with that is that you are taking away a lot of power from yourself, and you're still kind of putting yourself aside, saying, well, this is the reality, but I don't see how I can change that, so I choose to live in this reality. Okay? You think you have this freedom because you kind of, you can choose in your head what you look at and how you see things. But the problem is, what you think is a rational decision, is a logical decision, is not. It's kind of like you are making a pros and cons list, and you are leaving out some really big pros or really big cons out. And you kind of have this list that doesn't make a lot of sense, or is not really the truth of the matter, right? Let's say, oh, I have this new job, and you write down, oh, the pros and the cons, and blah, 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 and we're like, should I take it, should I not take it? And you kind of leave out the con, like, oh, I really hate this. And it made me depressed last time. Or you leave out the pro, well, at least I'll have food in the end of the month, and like, not have that fear anymore. Those are really big topics that need to be on that list. And when we then choose to look at circumstantial stuff and based on decision on that stuff alone, it just doesn't make sense. And you're gonna run into yourself. So you are this beautiful mermaid on the rocks. It's kind of a bravado, a false sense of bravado sometimes you have here, okay? You are very confident, you're very smart, because that's what you become as a child when you go through this, and you have to think on two lines like that. You have to emotionally start figuring it out and start coping with these difficulties. You become very smart, you become very capable, and you also you're also still stuck a little bit emotionally. So what happens to you when something goes south is you freeze. And And you kind of just do this. It's like, oh, it's okay. I'm a beautiful mermaid on the rock. Okay. I mean, if you're a guy, maybe not just that way, but in essence, you're kind of also like imagine the mermaid. She's out of the water, right? She's out of the sea. She's out of her emotions. So she's avoiding the issue and is standing on the dry on this rock. And it looks pretty, but she's all alone on that rock. Yeah? So Gemini, this is the message, or this is the challenge for you, is to restore that compass. You have your inner compass of where to go or what path to choose is not always right at the moment. You have a really strong instinct, you have a really strong compass, but you are, in some situations it's like your compass is off. It's like hitting all sides, and then you kind of make a logical decision. And stop doing that. Stop doing that. This time, the moment you have somewhere where your compass feels off, you don't know it, and you keep running the back and forth or the pros and cons, and you want to go back into this sort of like, oh fuck, I don't know, and I'm so confused, but I'll just do this while I figure it out. Stop. Just this time you wait until your true compass is hitting your true north. Okay? And that waiting can take a while, and it can get very annoying, but this time, until you have this truth for yourself, you say, I don't know, and I'm confused, and I don't know. And at least stop dissociating. Stop putting the uncomfortable truth aside for the manageable fantasy. And I don't want to mean to be this hard on you, because this is actually very difficult, and a big part of this is acknowledging what you went through as a child, but most of all acknowledging how strong you were as a child, that you chose that you made a decision on some level to say, oh my god, I need to protect myself as a child, or I need to get through this, I need to survive here. So you did, and somehow this is keeping you stuck, because you the outside world sees this proud, confident person that seems to know what she wants, and on the inside you are very lonely in this, because you are and the problem is, you don't avoid problems this way. This fear is still there, and you know this. That's why as a child you had to run away from this. Okay, it's time to deal with that a little bit, and it's time to now. This is what you can give yourself now, Gemini, is like as an adult, is now you have the power and the luxury and the freedom and the strength to be in a difficult situation and not know, and actually ask help, okay? And if you're surrounded by people that don't help you, ask other people. Give that child the help that it never had. Give that child the good parenting that it never had. So give that to yourself now. You have this freedom now. You have the chance to say, I don't know, and actually I feel powerless in this. I'm really scared. That you're supposed to be allowed. A child should be allowed to do that, okay? In a bad situation, a child should be allowed to be scared and terrified, and that's the truth, okay? And parents also need to show that. Parents need to show when they're afraid. That's healthy education for a child, That's how you teach a child. Because showing fear is a good communication. Showing fear that's the only point of it, is to communicate to the outside world that you're afraid. It's to show danger, okay? Or it's to show I'm being hurt. If you don't communicate that, which is your problem, you stop communicating that, that's your abandonment, and nobody can reach you this way, because you lock up that side of you. You need to start communicating that. You need to start saying, I'm really scared, I'm terrified, I'm sad, I don't know if it's gonna get better. You need to be that unreasonable child, and trust me, it helps for yourself. Even for yourself, if you're in a situation you really don't know what to do, this is how you handle this. This is how I've done it. It works. When you want to go back in, like, oh fuck, I don't know what to do, my compass is not helping me, I don't know how to fix it. Breathe and say, I don't know what to do, I'm scared, and I feel all freaky inside. Just be that child, and trust me, it takes 2 minutes. and you have your answer. But be that, let that child just be weak, be helpless, you know? You owe it to yourself, and you owe it for yourself to let other people close to that, and to get that affection, to get that compassion, that love, and that support that you've always deserved, and you are really missing. Because this beautiful person deserves love in her bad days, when she's not being so pretty, when she's being clumsy or not so, I don't know. I just thought of that Alanis Morissette song. That's a bad oh no, it's a good song. If I would be good, something. I'll put the link down just there. Description box. Thank you, Gemini. Get one more card. It's Jack of Diamonds. Yeah, that's you making contact with the humans again. You've been in space, in your head. You've been so in your head. You've been not in touch with. And I feel like it's not that you're sort of finding per se the connection back to other people that fast, but you are making contact. It's like an alien. It's like you are out in space, all in your head, like detached from the earth, and yeah, kind of alone, and then you have contact. Okay, so tell me what aliens you meet. I'm curious to hear it. Unless they're scary aliens that do bad stuff, I don't want to hear those things. I choose to ignore that, Gemini, because I don't know how to handle that, and that's a healthy decision. Okay, that's a healthy reasoning. Like, say you live in an area where there's a lot of earthquakes. You can be afraid of that all day, but you can also say, like, you know what, I don't know how to handle that. I'm just going to put my faith in the best right now, okay? But then again, if maybe it moved, why would you stay there? San Francisco confuses me. So, thank you, Gemini. See you around. Bye-bye. Hello, Cancers. Let's talk about your child. The child inside of you. Show you the child next to you. Maybe you are just... I don't know. I wanted to make bad jokes about shrimp and prawns. I guess that's not so funny. Maybe it is. Maybe stand-up comedy is the avenue that I should be trying. I would like to do that. I have no idea where to do that. Yeah, see how good I am. His improv skills are on point. So, my Cancerians. I have this Four of Pentacles. This flamingo on its one leg. Then I have this Eight of Wands. Slow movement. It's a hot air balloon, but it's upside down. Maybe can you see the textures? Low textures. A little bit. These are hard to see cards. Then I have this parrot upside down, and no joke, I live in Holland here, so that's not an indigenous animal, but I just saw this big parrot fly over here, this ara. It was, I think it escaped somewhere because it was sitting on that lantern, and then all these children were around it like a couple of weeks ago. It's a really beautiful big parrot. It's also upside down. Yeah, and then you have this badass eagle, this King of Swords. Yeah, okay, it's very very easy. Cancers, I could say that without the cards to you. You like what is typical about a Cancer? He has this big armor. Okay, Cancer is a tank, and he has a plan, and he has a big armor, and that's just how he is. It's like he makes sure that his inside world is well taken care of and protected, and it's like a very Queen of Pentacles kind of energy, you know. The maintenance is very important for a Cancer, but you are very protective, and you are this King of Swords. You plan ahead. You have a 10-year plan, a 20-year plan. You have ambitions. You are working on it. You are protecting yourself more, making that better. You want to have more balance, stability. It's very important to you. It's very important to you, okay? And this makes you like this. You are this flamingo on this one leg. You are Normally, Four of Pentacles is somebody keeping this one coin very tightly hidden. So I got that. This is, you could say, a card of, it's not being cheap. It means being, feeling like it's very important, you know, like you're holding on to that coin because you feel like this is important to you. Like this is for your survival, your protection, to take care of the people you love. For you, that's a very important thing, and you just, it doesn't mean that you're cheap or that you per se are struggling with this, because Cancers usually don't struggle with this. They make sure that they're damn well safe. You know what I mean? And it's just an important thing to you. But so we have that card, and think about it this way: this flamingo is using one leg, and has two legs. You have two legs, and you're standing on one leg, and that's cool. Flamingos do that, so you could say that's just who I am. But you need to start using that other leg first, because then I have this parrot and it's upside down. This means you are not trying things out, you are not really having fun. Normally a parrot is loud, and they're together, and they're beautiful, and they're playful. They're playful. And you kind of put that aside. I also see these music notes. So I feel like you are putting some ambitions there, or something with music, maybe, on the back burner. And then we have this Eight of Wands, which is manifestation, which is enjoying this beautiful balloon ride. And you just don't do that. It's like you don't step into that balloon because you think like, well, yeah, but I don't have time, and I could be doing this. I could be going to the gym, or I could be doing this for myself, or I could be going online and then getting this and this done. It's like you're not giving yourself time to enjoy life. So the message, wait, more cards. So I have this pirate, and then I have this robot, Ace of Pentacles. Huh. Those are two very contrasting things. So I have this, a pirate conquering. Yeah, because I thought of the Daleks with this. It was like Doctor Who, and they also want to conquer, destroy. Okay, this is your trick, Cancer. This is how you're going to get to the child inside of you. Because I'm not judging you per se here. So this is who you are. You're this King of Swords. You're this big, bad, bold eagle. But you could say that one side of you is this parrot, okay? And you need to start having fun with that. Now, that does not mean do something you don't like to do. Like, don't go into a hot air balloon when you don't like hot air balloons. However, you need to tap into the version of playing for you. So, and I think that the cards are suggesting here that maybe take this, you know, like this sort of, that the fact that you enjoy being this fort, the fact that you enjoy maybe, the security, or that you like having, or that you like, yeah, it's saying like get in touch with maybe your bad self a little bit and start using your ambitions more in a playful sense. So if you like building forts, then build bigger forts. Have fun with that. Maybe become more inventive with the things that you're doing. Become more inventive. Become more playful, because you have that power. Why are you not? It's like kind of like saying this. Yeah, you're doing everything right, but you're being boring about it. So why not be a pirate and conquer some things? You know, like you could spend your time conquering other ships and getting money that way instead of doing a boring job, you know? Or you could be, you like conquering. I think that there's just this energy of like, you like victory, you like winning, you like taking, you like securing stuff, you know? And that's okay, but then play with that. I think you're kind of judging yourself. You're being secure, but you're kind of not allowing this, you think this is unreasonable, or you think this is not okay, or this is too much. It's for you, you're saying like this is greedy, or this is not right, I shouldn't be wanting these things so much. Actually, that's the opposite. You should be going with that more. And like, let's say you put a lot of work in your health or your body. Why not do something more with that then? You know, why not take it to the next level? Like go all the way. See what you can do. See what you can do. See how big your fort can be. See how cool of a tank you can be. But don't try to be anything other than a tank, if you get me. Okay, Cancers? Yeah, that was good. Cancers? year round. Then we go on to the Lions. Hello, Lions. I have cards here. Just the top. That's easy. Oh, this fell. So I have this Ace of Wandas. Paper airplane. Okay, and then it's a song. It's like airplanes in the night sky, like shooting stars. I could really use a wish right now. Memories. Childhood. So home. And then the Queen of Wands, this owl. It's upside down. Okay. And then this Ten of Wands fell. Yeah, okay, that didn't belong here. The voice said. Okay. Moving on. I never do that. That's very weird. I feel like I'm. And then I see this owl on the back side. So, okay, I was gonna say this owl is upside down. So the thing that you're not doing, I just did. So there was this card that was here, and I said, oh, it's probably not part of this. And I never do that. So that's like, because I think everything has a reason. So if a card falls open, like, or it's there, then it's part of it. And yet I put it away. So I was very inconfident there, which is the Queen of Wands reversed. It's like you're not confident, or you're not using your wisdom. Yeah, it's like you're not using what you learned. And this Ace of Wands, no passion. Wait, so then Ten of Cups. Oh, okay, Lions. This is difficult, Lions. Okay. You're having trouble letting go of bad experiences in your childhood. In childhood, you had a very big disillusionment. You had a dream, a wish that did not come true, or something. And I'm sorry. I mean, you probably think like it's not a big deal. Everybody has this. I would like everybody has dreams and ambitions and blah blah blah. But that's more than that. It's something that was taken away from you. It's like an idea or an expectation you were not allowed to have, and you get very disillusioned somewhere. And I feel like from home you get this overprotective, or you're in your shell. It's like you can't let go of that. That idea, or your the yeah. See, there's this vision. This was the card that I wanted to put away. This is the happy family card. This is but the ultimate, like your ultimate dream family scenario, your happiness. You know, when the Nine of Hearts would be satisfaction, you being happy about something, and then the Ten of Hearts is you being happy and meeting another person and settling down and having children, and you seeing yourself in your ideal house, your ideal scenario. And I just put that back down. I said, it's not part of it. I chose not to look at it. And you're doing the same. But you were taught not to look at it. You were taught by your environment to not be confident, to not use your as a child. You had a vision, you saw something, and then you were kind of thought, no, that's not possible, get that out of your head, that's never going to happen. Or the role models you had or the environment just showed you that's not possible. Don't look at it. Just don't look at it. That's easier, right? And that's kind of what you get taught. Like, oh, you have these dreams when you were a boy or a girl, and then your parents tell you like, well, like everybody wants that, so probably that's not going to happen to you. Maybe you should think about something else. And it's deeper than you think. And that's a bit of a... So anytime you inside yourself, you come close to dreaming about this scenario, you kind of block it down. you say, well, oh, I shouldn't be thinking about that because that's a scenario that's probably not going to happen. So you block it away and you don't look at it. But that's not going to work, lions. That's not going to work because this, especially if you're a lion, there's no other way around it than being a lion. It's like you're a big, fierce lion and you were dreaming about this lion life, and then they telling you, yeah, but maybe you're more of a cat. Well, everybody wants to be a cool lion. Like, that's not like, why do you think you get to be like, why do you think you're different? So you get really talked down or talked out of that, and you need to tuck yourself back into it. That's all I can say. It's time to. So this is what you do, because the reflexes are there. You want to dream, you want to fantasize, you want to look at this, you want it, you know damn well you want it. You can't stop that, okay? These desires are never going away. These big dreams are never going away, and they're not supposed to. You're supposed to keep wanting it, keep hoping for it, always. And this time, when you dream about it and you block it away or you talk yourself down, you need to start seeing it, and you need to start recognizing it, that you are making your own nightmares come true. You know, you're living like, oh, like, you're afraid that this probably will never happen. Well, you're making that come true by not looking at what you want to happen. It's like, oh, this is my dream, but it probably will never happen. That's like sort of, and that really makes you afraid, because it's like, what's the point of living? That goes deep, really. If you're not allowed to be yourself and be confident and dream big, then what's the point of anything of this, right? So you need this, and you need to start catching yourself when you talk yourself down, when you block this, when you like say talk negative things, or you say like, yeah, but see how far we have to go, see how impossible it is. That's what you need to catch and stop. You need to say like, these are not my ideas, these are not my concerns, this is not my weakness, this is not my stupid ideas that bring me nothing. Because think about it. Is this helping you blocking this? Is it helping you being reasonable or being aiming less high? No, it's not. It's making you unhappy, and you need to realize that it's the dreaming that gets you there. Okay? Everything happens in your head first. Everybody imagines it first before it really happens. So it's the dreaming that needs to be done first before it can actually happen. So if you're not doing the dreaming, if you're blocking that, then it's definitely not going to happen. And that's a self-fulfilling prophecy that we are not going to experience. Okay? You better not. You need to start you need to snap out of it. You need to take a higher perspective. You're not that child anymore. You're not in that family anymore. You can think for yourself. You can see more now. You can go on YouTube, look at other people. You have all the information around you now to change and to see that what they taught you is not right, and that is not their fault. That's something that people teach to each other over and over again. It's sort of a protection, but it's actually just a pessimism that doesn't work. And people just say it automatically to not look at their own shit, you know? When you go to people and you talk about your dreams, you say like, oh, I want this and I want this car. Other people are gonna be like, well, yeah, me too. Like, they're gonna put shade on that, and that's their pessimism. That's their problem. Like, if you don't believe you can have it, that's fine. But I believe I can have it, and I'm gonna have it. Okay? So, and if you can't be happy for me, then bye. Okay? Really, do that to people. Look around at people and see how they react at your success, your happiness, at your accomplishments. See how they react. And if they're not happy for you, if they're not saying congratulations, if they're not even helping you with, then say bye. I don't need you. Get out of my happiness. Really, get very angry about this, because it's really this sad talk, and it's always made you angry. So start following that. Stop. Now you're an adult. Now you can be angry. Okay, so when your parents are being negative to you again, then you say like, hey, I don't like this anymore. Stop it. You are making me angry. Say that to your parents. Okay, you can do that now. You're a big boy or girl. And you're big enough also to see that your parents didn't have all the answers. They were trying with the information they had, and you have more information. And you're talking to me now, so now you know better, okay? And if you want this to get better, then it will automatically. You're gonna start catching these thoughts, but you need to keep working on it, okay? You need to start dreaming again, and you need to confront that uncomfortable feeling that comes with that. So you're imagining these amazing things, and you're gonna get like unhappy with that, or kind of like this sting in your heart. Deal with that. Talk to yourself. Say, why is this so painful for me? Why is this hurting me? Why can't I, for instance, like, see hot people on the street and just be happy with that? Why do I have to feel sad when I see that? Because I don't think I can have it. So actually seeing these things makes me kind of stings. But you need to change how you react to these things. These are tests. So when you see, let's say you want a beautiful car and you start seeing that car around, or you want nice sex with hot people, or you want X, Y, or Z, and you start seeing it around, and you react to it like, that hurts me because I can't have it, or because it's so far away from me. You're kind of pushing it away because it comes to you and you're reacting, ow, no, ow. And because you're building on a belief where you really see you can't have it. So let's say you want a beautiful car. You see the beautiful car, and now you're going to try to catch that and say like, yes, perfect, a sign that it's coming. Then when you don't really feel that, or you have that uncomfortable feeling, go into that and say maybe that child or the deep belief is, well, really, dude, I don't see how it's like we're gonna have that. We're so far away from it, and it kind of like I don't feel much hope for it. You need to talk to that part, because it's not really about if that's right or wrong. It's about that it feels that way. That little child feels that it's impossible. So you're talking to a little child that's in its bed at night, and it's kind of sad, and the parents asking what's wrong, and it says like, oh, those things I'm dreaming of, I don't think I can ever have them. Like that makes me very sad. Then as a parent, you need to not be realistic. You need to just tell them, of course, that's possible. Anything is possible. There will be a way. Even if that's not realistic or not, that's what you tell them. That's what you choose to believe, okay? That's choosing the optimistic side, choosing to believe something that actually helps you, okay? You could argue that just believing that doesn't make it a reality, but I could definitely argue with you that a child that believes that is going to achieve a lot more in his life than a child that doesn't even try. Okay? And you need to believe with the expectation that what you want is gonna come to you, and then you need to go for it, and then you're gonna see that maybe those dreams didn't come true, but man, did you get a lot of beautiful things along the way, or on the way to that, or you actually found your real happiness, or you need to try. You're stopping yourself from trying, and that's bad. Bad, Leo. Okay? Thank you, Leo. See you around. Bye. Then. No, Leo. What's next? Virgo. Virgos. Wait. Pick up the cards. Virgo, hello. I have 4 cards for you. I have the Two of Swords. Decision, a satellite, broadcasting. Okay, 5 of the spades. These flowers, blooming. Then I have this 8 of Pentacles. And this 3 of Hearts, and this Diver. That's upside down. Interesting. 2, 5, 3, 8. Huh. Put them like this. Okay. So Virgos, the child in you. It's a supermoon in Virgo tonight. So on the 17th of September. No, it's a new moon. New moon in Virgo. Yeah. I still need to do my homework around that. So if you're a Virgo, might want to look up or do something with that, you know. Really easy, like this is like basic magic you just have to do, because why wouldn't you do it? Like if writing down a wish and burning it or burying it or whatever ritual you want to do, it's a small effort that if like on the off chance it works, you would be stupid not to try. Okay, so get that out of your system. Start just going with this. Like, it's a new moon, that means I can ask for new things, or I can ask for like I can make a wish list. And if it's in Virgo, oh my god, that's my sign, then I'm like, I've doubled the energy. And you can argue with me if the magic of that is real, but the placebo effect has been scientifically proven, so that works. Okay, so if you take a sugar pill and that can help solve problems, they've even proven that taking 3 sugar pills per day is more effective than taking 1 sugar pill per day. And they've also proven that taking injection of just saline water, just that does nothing, is also better than taking a pill that does nothing, because our brain thinks there is something happening. So the placebo effect is very real, and the moment you need to start using that for yourself. So making a wish is kind of like taking a sugar pill, but it works. So why are you stopping yourself? It's not if you take a placebo and you know it's a placebo, it still works. Okay, so when you tonight take a vitamin C pill and you say this is a pill to fix my any problem you want, or like to fix my money problems, it's a magic money pill, it works. Okay, so it's kind of a weird programming thing you do, but it kind of does help you. So why not use it? Use the placebo effect. Become more. Don't be so serious. You're way too serious. You don't try all this stuff because you think you don't see the point of it, and that's why I'm telling you there is a point to it, and it actually does work. That's why all millions of people are talking about doing this, the secret and the positive thinking and manifesting. It's so many people get into it because it's not just a story, okay? There's actual something going on there, and you need to start using it to your advantage. So if that's just saying to yourself, I am this or this every day, or just taking a pill, or what I do is I make everything that I do is like before I eat something, before I take something, I make a statement. I like say thank you for this food, or this is going to make me feel better, this is going to heal me, this is super healthy for me. Just put your brain on a positive track right before you eat something, and it works. I believe it works, so it works. That's one point. Yeah, you need to stop. You need to start putting some energy back into things without you knowing what's going to come out of it. You need to start taking more risks, taking a little bit of a gamble. Not go gambling. I mean, just try an avenue where you're not sure if you're going to get, if it's going to work, or it's going to help, or it's really what you need, or that feels silly, or blah, blah, blah. You need to start working more without knowing what's behind this leaf, okay? You don't know what's behind it, but you're still going to try it and see what's up. Yes. That. And there's this part of you feeling alone, like I have this satellite here, and then I have these two divers that are signaling at each other, but that's upside down. Okay, this is also what you need to do, Virgos. Then I stop. That's enough homework. You have a little bit of an issue in the connection. It's mostly emotional. It's like you're not open emotional. You declare to people. So when somebody talks to you, you have this tendency of not just showing your inner world, showing your real reaction. You kind of think things through in your head, or you think out the argument, and you give people the facts, or you tell people, this is my decision, this is my declaration. And it's like you don't take part in the emotional talk inside of you. You kind of leave people out of that. So when you're talking to people, even when you think you are sharing your emotions, you are most likely more stating your emotions. You are saying, well, yeah, I've been very sad and this and that, but I've also done this. So you're not showing this sadness, and you're not showing this emotion and being in it. You are stating it. You're declaring it from high above, like a satellite, right? And you don't do that so consciously. It's like you learn to do this that way. You haven't learned how, or you just feel uncomfortable, or like you lose control when you just show your emotions. When you let's say you're angry at somebody or something, you would go away out of that situation, or you would just state to somebody, hey, this and this is done, and actually I don't like that, so this is how we're going to take it from now on. You leave out the entire part of, hey, I'm angry at you, and then let the other person react. Or say like, hey, that makes me upset, and then have the argument. You don't do that. You skip over that and you say, well, okay, and that means then I'll, you know what, I'm just not gonna come here anymore, and that's how we're gonna fix it. And you think you're being very clear there. You think that the other person is hearing like, oh, they are making a statement here, they do not appreciate my behavior, so that's why they're doing this. But people do not hear that, okay? People just hear you say, I'm going to do this and this. And they don't realize that what they did upset you. They don't realize that you're angry, or that you are taking a step back because something they're doing is upset. You're not giving people a chance to fix it. You're not giving people... You're not vulnerable, and this is what vulnerability is showing yourself without knowing where this is going to lead, or sharing something with another person without knowing what they're going to answer, okay? And you don't do that. You kind of say stuff when you kind of know, you kind of want to it's this bad habit of sort of trying to, you're not sharing yourself, you're thinking, what am I supposed to say? What should I be saying? What is the correct answer here? What does the other person want me to say? What do they want to hear? That's what you're thinking about, and that's what you're trying to give. And that's not an evil thing or something. That's just a bit of a bad thing that you were taught, instead of just sharing what's inside of you and then letting the energies collide. But then you're dancing with people, and then you're close to people, and then you will also see that people can surprise you, people can reach you, the world can surprise you. Right now, you're just making sure that nobody can surprise you or something. And I don't know if this is your thing or something that you would just learn from your parents, but it's a thing. And then I got another 5, these flowers. You need to bloom, yeah. Don't stay in the bud. You need to show your flower petals, all of them. Be beautiful, open and bright. And you're kind of keeping them closed to protect yourself or something. Choose your own analogy. Thank you. Virgos. Okay, I'm the Virgo. Hello Libras. This is your inner child reading. Okay. So it told me to take the 3 cards from the previous reading, which is annoying if you have 200 cards. I mean, why? But well, maybe because the one. Okay. Wait, Libra. Wait. Oh my God! I didn't even notice that. Like the previous reading was Virgo, and it had this Virgo sign in the card. I didn't even say that. Now I feel silly. But it was downright. It was upside down. In any case, Libra, it's like you don't have the problem that they have, which is that they don't hesitate to invest when they don't really see the outcome. You don't have that. You quite have the opposite power in that you, when you bite down on something, your teeth. You bite down on something, and you hold on to it. Yeah. Difficulty letting go, difficulty. Because 2 times 5, which is change. You know, these flowers. This is defeat, and this is arguments, fighting. Okay. Yes. Okay, maybe. This is something you've learned to avoid. Yeah, you've learned to kind of protect yourself against harsh or maybe you had to defend these emotions a lot, and that's why I'm just trying to figure out a nice analogy. It's like you had these beautiful flowers when you were a child, and then you I don't know, people made fun of you for them, or people laughed at them, or had a lot to say about them. So what did you learn? You learned not to show your flowers anymore. Aha. So also maybe this, what you work for or what you have is hidden behind these leaves. You've learned to hide these flowers. But at the same time, it's like you are blocking yourself from, because what's the point of these flowers if you're not going to show them? So something weird is going on there. And then I have this cool card, which is the Ten of Swords, which could mean that something is over. And that comes back to the point where you have difficulty accepting that something is over, or that something is I feel mostly anger and loss. Sort of, these are things that you just don't deal with, or you've learned to rationalize over that, or to cover that well, or sort of to keep that, I don't know, something there. And then you have the Sun, which is the truth, and then it comes beautifully, because the truth could be that yeah, let's say maybe somebody's very angry at you, or you feel very angry at somebody, or sadness, or maybe you're in a situation that's not going so well. You have trouble accepting that maybe something is over, and standing in the truth. So you've kind of learned maybe to manipulate the truth a bit. Yeah, same card that I got before is like the problem also being a bit that you don't really share your emotions. You don't be like, hey, this is this nice flower, this is what I'm feeling, and then let people react to that. Because somewhere in the past, people reacted to that so badly, or really hurt you, that you just don't do that. And now what you do is you take in what people have to say, you maybe let that play internally, but you don't show those flowers anymore. It's like you do this mentally. You say like, okay, what if I would show this or that? You assume things, or you think this is how they would react, or you make a calculation, and then you give people the answer. You declare it. It's like, okay, in this situation, I'm going to choose to do this and this now. That's what I've decided. Or if this is how it is, then this is how it is. You kind of just declare something without being vulnerable in that. Go back to Virgo as well. Yeah, I think Virgo was there with the satellite. Same thing. Yeah, Virgo, like same story. Like you declare things, and you're not. These are the two divers, like saying okay to each other in the water, close to each other, and you are a satellite up in space, broadcasting. There's an overprotection here from your emotions, and that was necessary when you were a child. You were not in a very supportive environment for that, but this is different now. You need to show these flowers, because you are really, you're shielding yourself maybe from some harsh emotions, yes, but you're also shielding yourself from so much beautiful emotions that you don't even know of. And this is you're in this, emotions are a scale, and when we decide to choose not to feel negative emotions, or to say like, I don't want to deal with that anymore, you also cut off the other side of the scale. So when you're choosing not to really allow this much hurt to come through, you're also not allowing this much happiness to come true, and you are kind of living on a narrow, safe path emotionally, and you need to change that before this path becomes too narrow, or before you lose the way to to the mountains and the valleys again, because that is the real you. And that needs to come out, okay? So how difficult it may be, or how scary it may be, and this is going to be difficult for you because this is going to put you exactly in this emotion, which is not cool for a Libra. You're going to feel unbalanced, maybe irrational. You're not going to know what's going to come next. You're not going to know how people react. Giving up that control has a huge reward, but you have to be brave in that. And that means really brave for yourself, by being emotionally honest in the first place, and then also allowing other people to be vulnerable in your relationships, or you're always going to be, from a distance, and people are also going to feel the distance. And you need to change that. Listen to the Virgos, maybe. But I think that's the message, and it's same as with the other groups. Is the thing you need to know is, or get in perspective you need to see is, when I was a child, I couldn't do this. So how I am is just that's a part of me, and that was necessary what I did. But now I'm an adult and I have the power to protect me more. I can show these flowers, and when people don't treat me well, I can tell them to back off, and I can make sure that only nice people see these flowers, or I can learn to grow new flowers. You need to give yourself first of all, for yourself, need to start giving yourself the right emotional feedback. So when you're feeling emotions, be there for yourself, support yourself. Allow yourself to be inside yourself afraid. So you're like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Or be sad and helpless about something. Allow that for yourself, and then slowly learn to share that with the world again, to give up a bit of the control there. Because you're playing a very smart game, but it's not the right game, and it's not the long game as well. You're playing the short game. You did something for survival, to keep yourself sane, maybe to keep yourself going. But that's the long game, was that once you come out of that, and go back to that, because I bet you when you were young, as a child, you were thinking, when I grow up, when I'm out of this, I'm gonna show them, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. Get back in touch with that, because now you're there and you need to start doing it. You owe it to yourself and to the rest of the world. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye. Okay, quickly move on to Scorpios. Okay, it's easy. 4 cards for Scorpios. I have this Joker, alien, with a bottle that says AOP. Oh, soap, probably. Am I not getting the joke? I think I'm saying something stupid. Okay, this alien, Scorpios. Then this 9 of, okay, yeah, like satisfaction, sexual. Have a lot of passion, but you also you feel a lot. You have a lot of emotions or reactions. Say hello to my cat. It's coming to help us. And that's funny because you have this tiger here as well, Queen of Pentacles, which is upside down, and then you have this 5 of Swords. This star, or Patrick. What is up with this? Okay, so Scorpios, actually pretty simple. You are this. You're a strange person. You're an interesting person. You're a special person, and you feel a lot, or you have an incredible inside world. And I was kind of, the first idea was like let's say sex, for instance, sex is something that gives you, you feel a lot of enjoyment with that. You have strong urges and a lot of desires, and you feel a lot of passion, you feel a lot of fire. However, what you find yourself in now is that because of life, you had to put that a little bit on the side, and you had to learn to, okay, like I need to be fiery in this, but I need to take care of myself. I need to make some money. I need to be reasonable. I need to pay my bills. I need to eat healthy. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I guess that's not okay. I shouldn't be having sex that much, probably. People look down on that. You know, I hope you hear me where I'm coming. It's like through life, you kind of learned that Queen of Pentacles took over. You know, like it became all about the everyday maintenance, or that became more of an important issue. And this alien, this rock and roll alien here, kind of got pushed to the back. This is a mother figure, maybe. Somebody was overprotective. Somebody was shielding this. Somebody taught you to be shameful for this. That's what I think. I think you were taught to be ashamed of who you really are, of your ideas, of your real passions, or the intensity. The intensity was scared for that, and there was this maternal instinct or something saying like, no, keep yourself down, or that's not okay, or that's not okay. So you end up feeling like this sea star. What is that called? That doesn't feel right. Sea star. Patrick. You became Patrick from SpongeBob SquarePants. A lifeless sea star. That's not good. So I hope this story was enough to kind of help you to say, hey, actually, what happened to this person? This is the real me. I'm supposed to be a rock and roll, fire, passion, do crazy stuff. You feel a lot, go with these crazy ideas, meet other cool aliens. Not keep this so on the down low and worry about everyday life until you're numb. Scorpio, you're supposed to be a Scorpio. Go do that. You're a water sign, but you're also a phoenix. So, be a sea phoenix. You need to get your weird on again, and you need to really stop letting life hassle you so much. This voice is still inside of you. This influence is still controlling you, dampening you. This is this voice that is telling you like, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't that. Also, this is the part of you that when this side comes out, or when you follow these strong urges, that punishes you, or that says now you deserve bad things, or yeah, well, what do you think? Or it's kind of like telling you that you're gonna get into trouble for this, or that means you're a bad person, or then you don't deserve his nice things. There's something judgmental here, and it's not you. And you need to start being you again. Dancing, drinking, having fun, partying, going into space, but not doing the dishes and thinking about your taxes. That's just not you. So stop letting that take over. Doesn't mean throw all maintenance to the side, but you make sure that your life is well maintained so you can fly out there and you can be do you. That's what you're doing it for. Okay? Thank you, Scorpio. That was it. You are excused now. Moving on to who is next? Oh yeah, Capricorns. No, Sagittarius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. I have this seahorsey, 7 of Wands, this 8 of Pentacles, this octopus, tied down. I have the 3 of Diamonds. See that? 2 more, and then this pirate. It's called Joker. Sun is down. And this ace. Oopsie. This ace of diamonds. What does that tell me? Oh, this cat. See the cat? Whoa. So I'm seeing a lot of diamonds here. That's one thing. And then this pirate, and then this seahorsey. What is that about? Defending. You're very defensive. You're very defensive? Aha. Yeah. Okay, you feel like... Go with the story here. It's like you feel like this little seahorsey. You have to defend yourself. Because in the big sea, there are these huge octopus out there with 8 arms, and you don't even have one. Right? You feel like this armless seahorse versus this octopus. Yes. And this is the problem. This is the attitude that you get taught. This is sort of the self-defeating approach that you're taking, or you just... it's like your confidence was taken away. It's like you want to go out there and work and make it happen, but then you got sort of pushed back and said like, no, that's dangerous. Or maybe you got into trouble. Maybe you tried some things and that ended badly. Or you got a lot of the messages about like, don't think you're something yet, or don't think that makes you anybody, or don't think you're special. You're always comparing yourself. Always comparing yourself. And also with your ambitions and career, you do not put in you don't go for your full potential because you don't see it. It feels like an impossible climb anyway, so why would you invest into that, right? That's a lot the situation you find yourself a lot in, and actually that's just the belief that that's based on is wrong. It's an assumption. Is that it's you talking yourself down with a truth that's not even true. You know, it's saying, oh, probably like, or you say, oh, maybe, small example, like you want to go to the gym and say like, oh, I want to get a nice body, and then you kind of talk yourself down by saying, but like, I'm never gonna look like that, or what am I gonna do, like having a little bit biceps when these guys are around, or it's like also you protect yourself from putting yourself out there by like, you don't want people to think that you take yourself serious this way, or that you think you're anybody, because that's the reaction you got when you were young. When you would say young, when I'm going to go to the gym and grow some muscles, I think your parents or your environment would be like, why bother, or why or they would laugh at you or make you feel a bit like, oh, look at him with his big biceps, and they would just discourage you. So you were made to feel very vulnerable and weak. But that's the lie. That's the thing they told you, and that's kind of where you're still operating from. Also, I think in relationships you have this problem where you don't put in the work because you don't see, like, you need 8 arms and I don't have any. That's kind of how you feel. Also in relationships is you see somebody and you want to, but then you don't invest or you don't put any work in. It's like you stop it. It's like, I'm not gonna put any work into that. I'm not gonna invest because what's the point? You just assume the worst case scenario and you live with that. And you kind of reinforce this with yourself. So first of all, you were never this, you're not this. You had people around you who would just, themselves feel like this, so they couldn't handle you being big or having these dreams, so they made you feel it as well, probably. Okay? Anyways. So you were not that, and second of all, you are kind of finding yourself in a self-fulfilling prophecy and limiting yourself incredibly, because you do have this potential, you have arms, you could do this, but you just choose not to start. You have a very self-defeating attitude. And also you look at the same thing here, it's work. You don't put in the work, don't work together. You have a difficult time working together with people. And also because when people offer you an opportunity, or when something offers you an opportunity, you also talk it down. You go very pessimistic. You say, probably that's a scam. Probably this is it. Probably they're looking for themselves. Probably this is it. You tend to be very negative, paranoid about this. It's the same. It's like people offer you a pentacle and you'd rather go like, no, thank you. Like, let's not even get your hopes up. Not from a bad place. It's just like you think, oh, I'm just going to make you unhappy with this. I'm going to make myself unhappy with this. We're going to get this is not going to bring us much, so why bother? And I'm sorry to say it does start with you, because you feel so not confident in this. Maybe not about yourself. Maybe you can see like, oh, yeah, I'm a great person and a pretty person, or I think you see yourself pretty. You have a good confidence, but you don't have any trust in the world, or you don't have any faith that you can make certain things happen, or that these things happen, or that good things happen. So somewhere there's our beliefs that are really locking you down. And then the advice is to really become more of a pirate. Meaning, stop living by other people's rules. Make your own rules. Go out into the world. Fucking make a mess. Take some stuff. Conquer stuff. Make mistakes. Go be bad. Go do a job and don't do a good job. Go into a relationship and mess it up. Take your life back. Take your life back. Arr. Try to find that adventurous spirit of that pirate. You know, that's not a CEO that's building a business. This is not a grand adventure with a lot of morals, or a story, or an idea, or an idealism. Not somebody with big dreams of changing the environment and taking care of dogs in Spain. No, this is somebody who's like, I want money and booty and fun stuff, and I want it now, and let's go get it. You know? Take your world back. Take your world back and your arms. You have arms. Use them. Build stuff. Trust me, just put one brick in front of the other, and this, you have to teach yourself this. This like, oh wow, like actually this is, look at what I've done in this small amount of time. Or start adding up what you do have, and don't stop punishing yourself because probably you've made a lot of exits. I can see you made a lot of exits very fast, and maybe you give yourself a hard time for that. That's the last tip I can give you is, well, stop doing that as well, because you're also making up this rule that you can go back. You can. Just talk to that person again. Go back to that job. Say, actually, can I get another chance? Or I've thought about it again, and maybe this is something I do want. Like, just give it a chance. You never know. Put your pride aside here a bit. You were so talking down to. People made you feel so small that your pride was all you had to cling on to. And that is what is messing you up here a bit too. You understand? You are defending yourself as if you were this little seahorse, and you're not. And that doesn't add up anymore. And just to say this, you are very much capable. And you are capable of a lot. You can do things that you don't even believe are possible. Okay? And the only way you're gonna figure that out is by just trying some stuff. Don't be harsh on yourself, don't expect much. Just say, I want to learn to put in an investment and give it a chance for myself. Just wanna back yourself up more. Like, when you look at a situation and find yourself in this pessimism again, then change like, okay, but if I think the best of myself, and I think that the best is possible, then it is possible. You know, try to talk yourself into it. Say like, of course it's possible, and don't be realistic. Like, say like you have some ambition. Say like, hey, those guys are doing it. Something I learned once is the only difference between me and people who are actually doing cool things that I want to do is they're just doing it. You don't need talent, you don't need skill, you don't need to be, you just need to do it. And start doing it, and then enjoy it. And then the rest will unfold by itself. But yeah, stop being afraid of looking like a fool, because all your life they made you feel like a fool, and you're not. And the only way you look like a fool is by thinking you're gonna look like a fool. Okay? Not easy. Not easy. Good luck. Thank you. Hello, Capricorn. Let's talk about playing. What do you want to play? I think I was a bit too serious in all the last ones, so I'm gonna ask it more differently now. Like, what can you do to play better? What would make you, what would make you feel like a child again? What would make you get you into that happy state again? So I have this star here, or Patrick. Standing up for yourself, or not standing up for yourself. Wait. Queen of Wands. She's competent. She's an astronaut, so she's been like in space and stuff. That's cool. But she's also in this big suit. Wait, two more. Then I have this little beautiful sea creature. It's communication. Okay, and this is our parrot, being joyous, trying stuff. Blah 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 blah, talking. They're playful. They do tricks. They have a sense of humor, you could say, or okay, Capricorn. Sorry, the camera died. I took more cards to clarify, and the story is pretty clear. Look, we're talking about your inner child, right? And somehow you're the opposite. You're an old lady. You're an old lady, and the problem is the way you handle conflict, or the way you handle arguments, fights, opposition. You do the starfish. You sort of lay down and you hide, or you try not to move. The same with this card is you have confidence. It's just protected. It's like you don't show much of yourself. You don't show this. You don't let other people come to this side. But I think most of all, the way you learned to handle conflict was to sacrifice, maybe, or to take a step back. Because somewhere in your childhood, you learned that standing up for yourself, or arguing, or maybe getting angry, or causing problems was not okay. So it's about conflict resolution. Let's leave it at that, because it's really obvious. This is what you are more like. You're more like this parrot. You actually are more like you talk a lot. You have a lot of ideas. You switch lanes a lot. You have a lot of energy. You want to be social. You should be around other people. But this is kind of the difference. Look, with this old lady came this satellite, which means that instead of being a happy child that's a bit irresponsible or makes a mess, or causes some problems, which can be good, right? Can be a lot of fun. You are so focused on balance and keeping the peace. And again, this satellite, this means that you're talking very far away from your true emotions. You're being reasonable, you're being diplomatic, you're being a mediator, you are being very balanced, okay? You're being an old lady. This is kind of the opposite, which is maybe also the reason why you don't do this, because for you, not doing that, you think this is the real you, by the way, but this is not. This is what they taught you to be. For your environment, when you were young, it was easier that you were an old lady, and that you kind of did not have conflict and did not talk back. That was easier for your environment, but that's not who you are. That's what was most pleasant for the people around you, you could say. This is not pleasant for people around you. An elephant can make a lot of noise, can cause a lot of problems. It can do damage. It takes up a lot of room. However, people go out of the way for this elephant. He has no problems with this, but you don't feel comfortable in this. And I think this is the discrepancy as well for you, talking a little bit too much, or I don't know, going into these emotions really quickly feels like you're an elephant in a porcelain shop or something. Or you feel so clumsy, you feel so large, you feel so intrusive to other people. You just being a little bit tapping into this energy, and you immediately feel like you are way too much, okay? Because that's how they made you feel when you were young, that you were way too much. And you kind of want to protect yourself, because this is sort of the communication from the outside world, this little monster. It's like they're teasing you, they're bullying you, or they are not being nice. You're trying to protect yourself from this energy. And okay, and the thing you should realize is you're not this little bird. You're this, maybe an old lady, but you have thick skin here. And the same thing is, this elephant has thick skin. So I think around conflict, you kind of still feel like a little child that feels very silly and feels unreasonable, feels stupid. You feel stupid when you do this. But you gotta realize you're not this little child anymore. You're a grown up and you have a thick skin. You can take it when people talk to you. They have been saying these things to you. You can take it. You need to realize that the only one really hurting from you avoiding conflict is you. And it's not just avoiding conflict, because you're just assuming that's unpleasant. You're assuming that people won't like you. You're assuming that you're taxating people, and that's not. You're just showing clarity, and you're showing yourself, and you need to learn that gets received well, and that you need to have people around you that want to play with this, and that are not these little assholes, okay? So take note of the people you surround yourself with that make you feel like you're this clumsy person or this thing, and that make you want to be an old lady, okay? Try to see that you have both sides of you. This is maybe a side of you now, but this is inside of you too, and this needs to come out. This is this little child, and this is going to lead to great things. Not this safe playing safe. Yeah? Okay. That's it. Thank you, Capricorn. Need to move along. I want to finish this. So, then we go on to Aquarius. How are you, Aquarius? How can you be more childlike? I have this cougar. Why did I say cougar there? I said tiger everywhere else. A cougar. An elderly lady who likes younger men. Choices. Yeah. Okay. Then this parrot. This fits you perfectly somehow. I like this card for you, Aquarius. Trying some stuff out. Choices. And then I have this King of Swords. That's different. Oh wait. And then I have this Eight of Wands. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I feel like this is the family structure a bit, where you come out of. Crazy, that's just what I got. Dad and mom a bit here. Both are very serious. They are, this guy, he plans far ahead, and it's all about making logical decisions and risk assessment, stuff like that. And she's all about safety and protecting yourself, staying hidden, you know. These are two serious figures here. Very mental, very thinky. And then they get this Aquarius, which is very different from them. You're fiery, you're passionate, you're a bird, you're much more, not so thought out, but a lot more joyous, passionate, change. You know, that's important for you. And then you have these two role models. I think these were your parents, or this could also just be inside of you, like when this child side of you wants to come out, or this playful side of you, he has to pass through these sort of archetypes inside of you. This a bit of an ego thing here, I'm afraid, Aquarius, is I think you have trouble owning up to this part, partly because it has to go through what you want to show to the outside world, and also I think these are sort of archetypes you put forward to keep this safe a bit, maybe. I'm getting more of an like you don't want to look bad. You don't want to look bad. You're afraid of not being taken seriously. That's where we are. You're afraid of not being taken seriously. All right. Okay, so you're afraid of what people kind of think about you, or that they judge what you do. Somewhere there, okay? You need to ask this question to yourself, because it's you that is actually thinking this, not other people. So what does that do? I think is that makes you go into this. What I was thinking is you have choices, but you're not taking them. Again, the seahorse has no arms, so you're kind of just staying safe, looking at the choices, and you're afraid to step forward. You're afraid to be a clown, maybe. You're afraid to say too much. You're afraid to not be taken seriously. That was the biggest part. And then this is about manifesting. This is about, you kind of maybe have a block in you manifesting things coming to you, because this child is blocked. Because your real ideas have to go through these characters that are very strict, that are very tough. They want to look tough. They don't want to show any weakness. They want to have a plan that has to be reasonable. It has to perfectionism, all these things. So that just blocks you. You are afraid to say yes quickly to things. So you look at chances and you maybe say no, or you don't go into it, or you talk yourself down from it, or I think mostly you see chances, or you don't see the real choices or what you really want, and you kind of go for second best or the reasonable decisions, maybe something like that. And I think this is a bit of an internal blind spot where maybe when these two are ahead, you think that you are being yourself, or you are doing sort of like what the things you want to manifest are really what you want, but actually maybe I feel like you're wanting things to get away from this almost. It's like, I want to be really tough because I really hate feeling like this, which is fine. And that's perfectly normal. You're allowed to want that and have that. But what you're missing in that thing is first accepting that this is there. It's a different thing from saying, hey, this is a part of me, and there are benefits for that, and there are some bad sides, and I want to work on that. And I would like to look a little bit more, or that's what I want for myself. I want to look like a cool tiger and not like a cool bird. That's your choice. But you have to first see that that's a part of you. You can't be forcing this, doubling down on this in an attempt to get rid of this side. It's not going to work. And also, this is the side you need to manifest, because you will see that if you go deep inside yourself and you start asking like, okay, these things that I'm wanting, they're not, like, I'm having problems, they're not coming, or I keep running into the same blocks. It's time to take this into consultation. So from now on you say, okay, these parts talk, this is sitting at the table too. We need this info, okay? And you need to start really listening to that side of yourself and taking it just as serious as these parts, because it is very important. In most religions and older philosophies or something, the fool, the clown, the jester was always a very vital part of any successful kingdom or I can't remember the explanation anymore, but the point is that the clown part, the joker part, is a very, very important part, because it's there for a reason. Without that joker part, a lot would not be happy. It's like the sun and the moon. You can't only be the sun, you need to have the moon. You're taking away all the magic out of life, all the mystery, all of the play, all of the joy, all of the humor. And you're taking it away from yourself a bit this way. So find the image that fits for you, that that you can say that these are these parts and that is this side of you, and try to play with that inside your head to get those parts talking, and you will see window improvement. Probably need to do that myself. Okay, thank you, Aquarius. Stick around. Then, last but not least, the Pisces. You may look at my stones. Whoa. This is so cool. So happy with this. Okay. Pisces are believers. This is, I wanted to say gonna be tricky, but see, that's not believing. So I believe in a fun Pisces reading. I wanted to say it's gonna be tricky because Pisces are very protective of their inside world, their inside dreams. It's a very big realm. It's like a huge universe, very well hidden. You know, like this fish you see swimming away in the deep waters. Oh, did I see it? I don't know. It's gone. That's Pisces. But very deep, very nice, very empathic in general, which feels nice. You know, like I like being around people where I don't have to explain myself over and over and over again. Four of Pentacles. That's playing safe. So that's you. You're being safe. You are hoarding a little bit. It's like being afraid of running out of money, so you're not making big investments, or you're not spending much, or you're trying to play it safe, you know? You could call that a reasonable thing, but in this case, you are putting the energy flow on a like a limited bandwidth or something. You are limiting the energy that can come in and out, so you're kind of keeping yourself in that safety, which is safe, but also boring. So, you can be safe and boring, or same thing here. There's this hot air balloon. You don't like doing that. Going up into the air and hanging in the sky, but with somebody else having the controls, not knowing when to come down, being stuck there, something like that. I think that's not an idea you like. Or in any case, like in life wise, this hot air balloon could be a job, could be a relationship, could be something unknown to you that you kind of have to surrender to. You don't like that. You kind of usually live strong, or a lot of Pisces do this, like live strongly in the worst case scenario. And to protect themselves, like, oh, well, probably I save myself a lot of trouble if I don't do this because this and this and this. Or it's not going to be, probably it's going to be a disappointment, or it's going to be bad weather. And you kind of just assume that so that it can only be a better deal from there on out. But that's not that you think that's being safe again, and again, it's keeping your life boring. Five of Pentacles. Yes. Wait. Then I have another Eight of Wands. So I have two Eight of Wands, also upside down. You're keeping hidden. See, it's like behind these and 2 times slow movement. So you're slow. You're slow, and this is then the Nine of Wands, this airplane. So that's cool. You are slow, you are hesitant, you like playing it safe, or you have this comfort zone, but you do hang in there. So that means that, let's say that I'm your friend. It would take me a long time before I realize who you are, or it would feel to me like you're not really interested, or you are not really that invested, but in the long haul, you pull through, you hang in there. So you are somebody that people can depend on, but this is sort of like, once you take a step outside, once you say like, okay, I will do that, then you stick to it. Okay, you're very loyal. There's this loyalty thing. And this is the dark side and a bit of the light side, and I don't know why this is coming up in this Child's Play reading. It's like, I wanted to say, you are kind of leaving other people out in the cold. Yes. And it's not a conscious thing. It's not, you're not trying to do that. Is you are so, I think you're afraid of disappointment. You are afraid of your rich fantasy and idealized, or these dreams. That you're so afraid that these flowers you have, like these are your dreams or your ideas, your beautiful fantasies or hopes. You are very afraid to show them to other people, because you think that can only make it. They can only take away the joy of that. It's kind of, you like being in your head in that way. So you kind of push this outside world a little bit away. And to the outside world, it leaves like you're pushing them away, like you're leaving them in the cold, like you're not interested, or you are, you know, there's a miscommunication happening there where you are not even seeing that, I think, because you are so, even little things, I think you make these huge scenarios, or you see like a lot of roads, and it kind of freezes you. So you take a really slow step forward because you're like, oh, that could be nice and that could be fun, but oh, whoa, whoa, that could be really dangerous. So whoa, let's see. And that makes you move very slow. It manifests things slowly for you. And you're kind of pushing people out and giving them this feeling, And you're not letting them in. It's not a heavy thing. You're not hurting people with intent. You're just, you know, giving them not a warm feeling. Let's put it that way. But in the long run, you do. Now, why is this a child's reading? Let's fucking did all the cards inside. See if I can have a card from here that can help me. What am I missing? Well, same thing a bit also, like you're living life only on one leg. You are not keeping yourself safe. Where? So what happened to you? See, because I've been going on, this is a kind of Pisces thing. So like it's hard to pinpoint the childhood problem here. Same like Virgo, like maybe listen to that reading, the same story a bit is like not trying things or not committing out of fears, and therefore not having much fun. This is what you're missing a little bit, and this is what the little child in you really needs, is that you are allowed to make mistakes. You need to give yourself that. You're allowed to say, you close your eyes, try something, move forward, go ahead. Make a mess, do something crazy. Let yourself be disappointed, but for the love of God, also let yourself try something and give yourself the excitement or the possibilities of actual cool things happening, because if you never buy a lottery ticket, you're never going to win the lottery. You hear me? I take 10%. I've already said this. My PayPal is in the description box. Yeah, this was a bit short, Pisces, so if you feel like you still need some more info, then just tell me in the comment section. I'll maybe do a separate reading for you. Yeah, I feel like you were the last ones here, so you get the boring end of the stick, maybe. However, I do think I'm pretty spot on. I'm only having trouble connecting this to your childhood. Somewhere there, you got really punished for mistakes, or you got really. The consequences at one point, I think, were very hard on you, or way too hard in the beginning. You were not allowed to just try some things, fail, and learn from that, or because that's also something you need to learn. Like you can make a mistake, and from the mistake can come really, really beautiful things. That's how creativity works. Creativity is people copying stuff and making collages, and then once in a while they make a mistake and they do something original, and then that mistake becomes a work of art. Or it's same thing with relationships. Something I'm learning is you have to have relationships to get better in this, to get closer to other people. So waiting with that or pushing people away is like the slowest way to get through that. The fastest way is to try it out, go out of your comfort zone, like take a chance on somebody and then see why it doesn't work and then learn from that. But that is a much more fun way to actually learn the lessons, because you're also having the positive experiences, you're having the joy, you're having the companionship, you're not alone in this, and you learn the lessons in the end anyway. So this is kind of you need to learn, or you need to find the nice things in life by playing the game, you know? You have to play to get better. That were the instruction on Beat Saber. Yeah, you need to play to get better. That's it. Hope it helps. Thank you. Bye.